Jay Musley, nonpartisan for Ocala City Council, District 3.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Wednesday. Told you there's some decisions on the millage rate. The Marion County final budget hearing, the Marion County government's final budget hearing, will be held next week. But at this point, county commissioners decided to keep the main millage rate flat for the 2021-2022 fiscal year, which begins October 1st. Sounds simple enough, but it was a bumpy road, folks, and I'm not real sure we're done with it yet. The county commission's first budget meeting last week, Kathy Bryant and Carl Zalek voted to reduce the general fund millage rate and provide some modest property tax relief. And they said because the average price of a home value has increased in Marion County and has risen in recent months, higher price values means there's a level millage rate will increase property taxes for homeowners, but that increase is capped by state law at not more than 2.5%. Jeff Gold, Michelle Stone, and Craig Curry voted to keep the millage rate flat, which actually will bring in more money next year than this year so that county government can address some of its key challenges. I'm glad we have another public hearing, Kathy Bryant said at the end of a testy debate September 9th. Maybe somebody will have some sense come to them. Jeff Gold said, fired back, let's stop that. Who's the board chairman? He said, we don't need to do that. We're very respectful to you, talking to Commissioner Bryant. When the commission convened on September 9th for the first of two budget hearings, spending plan called for a 3.45 millage rate to support the general fund. That's the same as the current rate. It's also 5.31% higher than the rolled back millage rate, which is the rate that would bring in the same amount of revenue next year as the county received this year. When the budget director announced that, with a new tax on the internet sales kicking in, the county share of state revenue in the coming year had been revised up by a net $825,650. Also, the county share of state half-cent sales tax was revised up to $988,141. That means the county found $1,813,791 more in revenue than expected. But that's not all. The budget office also added a $1.9 million in additional revenue to the budget after looking at state tax revenue trends. So all in all, the county has found $3.7 million more dollars to spend than it had planned on having when hammering out the 2021-2022 spending plan. So that's why some of the commissioners say, hey, we found this money. We could reduce the tax rate, still get the same revenue we had last year. And that would be, that's what should happen. Golden Stone said the commission should sink the found money into priority areas, such as increasing wages for county employees and making the county more competitive in the labor market. 100%. Look, if your millage rate stays the same, that means your taxes don't increase. If the value of your home increased, what you pay increased. But the rate of pay did not change. So there is no tax increase in this plan. And the extra money that's derived from this and the found money, they're going to try. Three of the commissioners think that would be best suited to try to put it into making competitive. We've talked about how Marion County needs to be competitive in keeping its deputy sheriffs and its fire personnel and stuff. The city needs to as well. But we've talked about how can you do that? Well, you got to find the money to pay it. Well, here it is. We'll talk with Kathy Brown, I'm sure, tomorrow. She has her opinions on this, but I think that this, looking at it just on the surface, and yes, we own a home here in Marion County, so there's taxes that come out. But on the surface, your taxes don't increase. Your tax rate doesn't increase. But you will pay in more because the value of your home has increased. Remember, the tax rate didn't change during the economic downturn, and what you spent was less because the value of your home decreased. But this extra money that can be derived from this, plus the found money of almost $3.8 million, can go to try to help, keep some of our finest, our most talented right here with us with the Marion County Fire Department and the Marion County Sheriff's Office. Increasing the millage rate may feel good. Decreasing the millage rate may feel good. You may be able to hang your hat on it when you're running for election. Look, we decreased taxes. But by keeping it flat, you don't increase taxes. The rate's the same, and you get more money where you can keep some of the better, heroes in our community instead of training them and letting them go to other municipalities and other counties that pay more, that are more, have a better pay rate. This will help us become more competitive in pay. I think it makes all the sense in the world. We'll get Commissioner Stone if she's here tomorrow, or Alex Abishan, or somebody from the county that'll be here tomorrow. We'll get their opinions on this story as well. But I think that it doesn't decrease your taxes, but it doesn't increase your taxes. Well, I'm paying more. Yes, but that's because your house is worth more. You're not paying more because your taxes went up. You're paying more because your house, the value of your home went up, not because the tax rate went up. So there was no tax increase, just the value of your home increased, which is a good thing. The value of your home, the equity of your home is higher. Good. Yeah, you got to pay a little more money in taxes. Yeah, but it didn't increase your taxes. It increased the value of your home, and that's why you're paying more in taxes, not because your tax rate went up. And they're going to use that money, hopefully, to keep talent that we usually train and let go elsewhere. We're going to keep that talent right here in Marion County in the way of first responders and police, sheriff's officers and stuff of that nature. I think that makes perfect sense. But it was a contentious and bumpy road to get to where they've agreed to the flat, where they've voted, and now the millage rate will stay flat this year for the fiscal year 2021-22, which begins, today's the 15th, so it begins in 16 days. So we'll get the perspective of one of the county commissioners at least, or the PIO of the county, or somebody from the county tomorrow as they make their visit in. Hey, coming up after the break, Kevin Stone comes on the radio. He's going to have a new show called What's the Line? It's going to be geared towards upcoming football events, sporting events of the weekend. So it'll be every Friday at 10:30. It'll get you set for the college and professional games that are coming up. He'll be handicapping 6 football games every week. One of them will always involve a Florida team, whether it's the 3 NFL teams or the myriad of college teams that the state of Florida has. One of the 6 games that he will handicap will always include a Florida team, and he will handicap the points lines in some games. He'll handicap what he thinks is the best situation overall, whether it's the over-under, whether it's the line, the money line. He'll explain all that to you. He's actually right now on the year running about 60% win. And if you can run, you run 60-40 win, you're doing pretty good. 60-65% is a good winning percentage against the spread or against the line or against the over-unders. And Kevin Stone will be here to talk about his new show that comes on this Friday at 10:30. We'll be right back after this short timeout. You're listening to Ocala Talks on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA. The Source.
Hello, I'm Mark Sears with Regency Printing. With over 10 years in the printing business, I know you'll find Regency Printing the place for all your local printing needs. Plus, I have fax services, mailbox rentals, notary service, U.S. mail, pack and ship, all at one convenient location, 2375 Northeast 25th Avenue. Just look for the yellow signs. Regency Printing, 789-6683. That's 789-6683. Regency Printing.
Hello, I'm Jay Musley, and it has been an honor to serve on the Ocala City Council. Our tax dollars are investments towards making Ocala a great place to live, and I am the only candidate with the record of putting the needs of Ocala residents and families